The first ever life hack. Are you ready to see Troom Troom's first ever life hack? No moi, it's Joinen. And here on the Joinen channel, after countless Troom Troom videos, we have chronicled the tales of the growth of Troom Troom. From their absurd life hacks to their even more absurd life hacks to sneaking food into class, to then sneaking food onto planes, an inevitable worm virus that overtakes the entire world. Safe to say, the Troom Troom universe isn't slowing down at any point soon. But that got us thinking over here on twitch.tv/Joinen, but on Twitch. Where did Troom Troom start? Where did this all begin? Today, we go back to the beginning, baby. We find out once and for all where this thing started and where it went. So wrong. So we're here on the Troom Troom channel. We'll go videos. We will sort by date added oldest. And here we are with what seem to be just like ornament DIYs. Like their very first one is a DIY pumpkin painted decoration. Okay, all right, let's have a look. This was October 26, 2015. All those years ago, almost exactly 5 years ago, we had the very beginning of the Troom Troom channel. Little did they know the sheer empire that they would create. Let's have a look. Make it easy. Okay, all right. Troom Troom still had the original intro. I mean, it seems that at some point along the way, they've picked up the habit of having some really loud, just like club music. And then they just say like 3 random things. They're like, hamsters in your pocket, Skittles down your shirt, or donuts around your ears. Today, we get into the top 5 funny pranks to pull on your best friend. And then we have do with the little intro, but clearly that comes later on in the timeline.
Today we are going to learn how to make an easy pumpkin Halloween decorating without carving. We will need a medium-sized round pumpkin, a soft paintbrush, white acrylic paint, 2 equal cuts of ivory and beige lace, dark brown gouache.
What is this? What is this? Is this actual content? Is this someone just casually chatting over a video of how to make an actual decoration? What?
We are going to paint the top of the pumpkin. Pay attention that the paintbrush should be synthetic and soft for a smooth and even coating.
Pay attention to the fact that the paintbrush needs to be synthetic. You're giving me actual tips. You're not trying to pull my nose here. This isn't like, I'm so confused. Is the pumpkin full of snacks? Do you open the pumpkin up and it's just full of like Snickers bars and stuff? Where's the Snickers bars? Where are you hiding the snacks? Are we gonna eat the pumpkin? Are we painting it white so that it can camouflage in some snow and we can snack on it later in the winter? Where are we going here?
Acrylic paint dries out quite fast. 10-15 minutes for each side will be enough.
Are you giving me actual tips about acrylic paint drying? I'm not following. I just don't understand.
Mix gouache with PVA glue. It will make lace more elastic and give the paint coating and shiny finishing.
Now we're painting a little doily. I suppose we're gonna stick this onto the pumpkin. Where's all the snacks? Where's the creepy guy pulling some creepy face, oogling at a woman? Where was the clickbait thumbnail?
The pumpkin and the lace have dried out. We are going to use a glue gun to fix the lace on the pumpkin.
Hot glue? Okay, good. I feel a little bit more at home now. We've got some hot glue, which granted hasn't been showing up in Troom Troom more in recent days. It's more of a 2018, early 2019 kind of thing. But at least there's some dang hot glue. I feel a little bit more comfortable now.
Glue a batch of fabric. Place it at a slight angle.
Wait, why are we gluing the painted side down? That doesn't make any sense. Why did we only paint one side if we're going to glue the painted side onto the pumpkin?
Pay attention that we fixed the first batch of a lace pointing upwards. The second one we are going to attach downwards. Done. And the last detail, the pumpkin handle.
Did she just call it the pumpkin handle? The pumpkin handle?
Our pumpkin Halloween decoration is ready to embellish any interior.
Okay. It's not great. What do I do with it? Do I put it on is this gonna explode? Is it a prank that I pull on my friend? Is it a piñata filled with candy? Yeah, are we using this to somehow smuggle some drugs somewhere? What's going on? This was Troom Troom? Oh geez, what happened? The day Troom Troom was born, when Troom Troom was not clickbait. It's sad how they were actually good. Clearly things have changed. Well, I don't know about this. I don't know if this is the greatest thing Troom Troom has ever done. But it starts to make a little bit of sense, right? We can start to see the picture of how this progressed. We clearly started off with making crafts, and at some point, they employed people to be in front of the camera making crafts. I don't know. Let's see where it went from there. We've got a couple more things. We've got a DIY Kylo Ren mask, DIY Christmas wrapping. Okay, so these are all clearly of the same style. How long did it take? I think these are still like just basic crafts. We're still doing normal crafts. My goodness, they were so respectable. Their views weren't though. I guess that's what happens, right? You get this many views. Eventually, you decide that all you need to do is put a shower head spraying green water out, and then a girl on the other side covered in green going, ah! And you get like millions of views. DIY wine bottle vase just isn't gonna cut it. Spider-Man birthday invitation. This is ridiculous. This is just like Spotlight, the YouTube channel. Is that one of the actors? Is this one of the, like the recognizable Troom Troom faces? Is she in the video? Oh, okay. All right, so we have progressed. Now we have someone actually in the video, and we have a little bit more upbeat music. She's in Troom Troom. I recognize her from Troom Troom videos. So they got her back when Troom Troom was normal. Back when they were just like making bracelets that didn't have food on them.
Our tutorial is about how to make a lovely beaded ribbon bracelet.
Is that her? I swear that's her. It didn't sound like her to begin with, but then she said bracelet. Like the Troom Troom voiceover girl says bracelet. I feel like that's her. She's got a terrible mic, but I feel like we're seeing the beginning of something here.
We'll make a lovely necklace from beads and ribbons.
Oh, we still have the classic tune. Jeez, it didn't even take them a year, and they were already in with the classic tune. At least one of the Troom Troom actors and the original Troom Troom voiceover chick, they're all there, but we're still just like doing actual DIY, just bracelet stuff.
We'll need ribbons, thick thread, and beads. Take a thinner ribbon and place it onto the other. Fold, shifting 8 inches from the end.
This is making so much sense. You can see what's happening here. They started off just doing like general crafts. Eventually they get someone to model the crafts. They get a voiceover and some little bit more upbeat music. And here we are just going over how to build a bracelet.
Attach the crease. Thread a bead and make a stitch attaching the bead to the ribbon.
Because if we think back to like, let's say 2018 Troom Troom, we have Troom Troom entering the weird, bizarre Troom Troom ways. We have that whole era, but they actually were telling you how to make things back then. They were kind of doing crafts. I remember like one of the first ones I looked at, they were making like a minion drink bottle, and they would actually walk you through how to do it, just like they are here. So it started off with making crafts, and then they, I guess, brought in weirder and weirder elements into the video, and then they just decided to drop the crafts. I can't believe that they have turned from this. They've turned from that pumpkin making video into just like shoving food into every crevice of your very brightly covered clothes to get past border security because you've come down with a severe case of the worm virus. You're in a post-apocalyptic world. It's ridiculous. All right. I want to see when things start getting weird. Okay, we're still in with just basic crafts here. I wonder what was their first clickbait thumbnail. How to make your own princess birthday crown. I'm just going to check in here to see if things are weird yet. How long does the intros go for? You're not even saying anything.
Golden glitter and an elastic band. Measure.
Oh, you can hear it. You can hear like the classic Troom Troom voiceover voiceness in her voice, but it's just not quite there yet. She hasn't got the hang of the sheer enthusiasm.
Measure out sharp ends at the top of the crown. Draw a line across the entire length at about 3 inches beyond the edge.
Oh gosh, she has no idea what she's in for. Can you believe that she signed up to this when it was just like a crafts channel? Like the job description for her was just read voiceover for steps on how to make crafts. Fast forward a few years down the line and she's like, and now grab the sushi and shove it down your pants. She needs to evolve. She's still in her first evolution. So we're not weird yet. And neither are the thumbnails, so that makes sense. Oh, we've got our first like, I think here we've got our first like split pane in the thumbnail. Classic move that they would go on to employ in every single one of their thumbnails. We're starting to see the use of the bold blue. For some reason, people just click on the bold blue. It's the bold blue and the bold yellow. People just love those thumbnails. So we're starting to see a little bit of that. And you can tell that the video does better. I mean, that one's got the bold blue and it doesn't, but that's just a boring video. Life hacks. Oh my goodness. DIY 8 clothing life hacks. It's happening! We're getting into the life hacks, baby. I feel like I just met my child when they were already like 17 years old, and I kind of getting to know them, and you know, by now I know them very well. They're fully grown now, they're an adult. I understand. But then I go back and I get to like watch their vlogs of them growing up, and everything just starts to make sense. Oh, this is very Troom Troom. Look at that. They're acting. And they're wearing brightly colored clothes. This is the beginning of the end. So you can tell in this one, I can't believe how slowly this happened. Like, this wasn't just like a one video, oh, there we are, now we're weird Troom Troom. You can just see the slow burn that gets them there. Now we have a few actors on screen who get in and they're like, oh, acts like you're having fun. And they're jumping around and they're having a bit of fun. They're eating some ice cream, but they're not getting freaky with it yet. The first ever life hack. Are you ready to see Troom Troom's first ever life hack? Colored shorts. There you go. It's an historic moment. Troom Troom's first ever life hack. Colored shorts. Acrylic paints mixed with water. You mix them up and then you, tip it? You sponge it. Okay. You're literally just painting your shorts. Life hack number 1. Colored shorts. Paint the shorts. All right, there we go. Troom Troom's first ever life hack. I'm still wondering when things start getting weird. Ooh, 7 amazing chemical experiments. This is getting a little bit more Troom Troom. And we're still only 3 years ago. Wait, we're getting towards the end of 2016 and we're still not weird Troom Troom yet. They've got like kids. Imagine being this kid. He's probably like, what, 8 years old now or something? 8 or 9? He's probably getting around. He's probably got hobbies. He was in one of the original like big hitting, big views Troom Troom video. Imagine that. I'm a Troom Troom star. All right, okay, your intros, they definitely learnt to make those faster.
Aromatic bath bombs and table embellishments. Come on, let's do it.
Oh, dang. Okay, that's what I was talking about. They actually now have the thing where they like sum up their video in like 3 sentences. They just took like 30 seconds to get there.
You can make spectacular chemical experiments using available materials and everyday items, colorful volcanoes, aromatic bath bombs, and table embellishments. Come on. This is Troom Troom. This is like Troom Troom down several thousand notches. This is like notch 2 or 3, Troom Troom. But you can see all of the building blocks. They are all here. Except for a little bit of like, let's be honest, like LSD or something like that. Giant volcanoes are coming first in our list. Mix dishwashing soap with 30% hydrogen peroxide. Okay,
this is straight up Troom Troom, but just with normal content. It's the same thing, but we're just actually doing real stuff. We're doing like little science experiments. I guess this video is probably instrumental because this video bopped off with 2 million views, and presumably this was the moment where they realized, kids, we need to market to kids. Because I imagine this video bopped off with 7 amazing chemical experiments you can make at home. These aren't like 40-year-olds watching this video. This is kids stumbling across this video and them going, oh, this is interesting. And so it begins. Before the worm pandemic, maybe this was how the pandemic started, with one of their weird science chemical experiments. All right, let's keep searching. Oh, here we go. This is classic Troom Troom. DIY French fry notebook and Coca-Cola shaped stress ball. This is what Troom Troom was when I first started watching Troom Troom. It was weird. It was crazy. It didn't make much sense, but they were making things that looked like things. This is it. This is the beginning. She pulled a funny face. We have a French fry notebook. This is what Troom Troom was when I found Troom Troom. This is so exciting. All right.
Feel like changing your workplace? Let's make funny DIY desk accessories together.
Yes, let's do it. The nostalgia just hit him. Here I am just like shedding a single tear over Troom Troom. Like, oh my gosh. This is when they were growing up.
Do you enjoy French fries? Let's make a cool notebook first.
Do you enjoy French fries? Yeah, so before you have some French fries, let's make a notebook.
Board and a fitting template. Trace the template to get 2 identical covers. Use a cutting board and a craft knife.
This is there. We've leveled up a little bit. This isn't level 2 or 3 or anything anymore. This is like at least, we're in the teens. We're in the teens somewhere here. We're getting closer. We're making funny things that don't really need to exist. I feel like the turning point is things that people would actually do. They start off actually trying to be useful. Here's like a pumpkin decoration you can have in your house or something like that. And now we're getting into French fry notebook. So the turn has happened. We're getting out of the realm of useful videos. We're not quite into absurdity yet though.
Wrap the board covers in red felt. Mark a cutting line. We'll need a puncher to make holes.
It's super chill. Like the voiceover has like been lifted up a notch and it's a little bit more energized, but it's still pretty chill. You can kind of sit back and just fall asleep to the soothe, calming sounds of OG 2016 Troom Troom. All right, and here's the big moment, the lips. Oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. This makes perfect sense. The lips, guys, the lips. If you've only joined my channel recently, or if you've only just found out about this whole Troom Troom business recently, you may not remember. There was a time when every single Troom Troom thumbnail was lips. It was a different thing in front of lips. And this is the lips that started it all, because this thing got 10 million views. 6 DIY lip balm recipe, and we've got the lips.
The first one needs a bit of your time
Oh dang, straight into it. Just straight into the first lip balm recipe.
and patience. We'll need shaved beeswax. Melt it.
Yes! This is back when they were doing that. You see, Troom Troom from the very beginning has been teaching you drug techniques. They did this, I think, in the first Troom Troom video I ever watched, and I found it just as funny then as I still do now.
Add cocoa butter and some food coloring.
Grab your syringe. All right, okay. I think we're almost there. We're still in this realm of like, they're still trying to do crafts and they really like the word DIY now. So they're really into like DIY stuff. At some point, there's still gonna be a turn of crazy thumbnails. I do think this one here is fairly Troom Troom thumbnail. We have the solid color in the background. We got something absurd. You don't really know what that is. And you wanna click on the video because of that. So we're getting close, but what we don't have yet is situations, right? So far, all of the videos, even though they're getting much more Troom Troom, they just get straight into it and they're like, cut the thing, grab your felt, hot glue. They haven't gotten to the part where they're like, you love to go to school, but your teacher is obsessed with pointing out if you're hiding snacks. Like, we don't have the situations yet. We're not playing pretend yet. We haven't gone from like crafts into like children's television. Yes, we got some more lip action. It's behind me. I can't really show you. It's right there under the text. We got lip action. That got 7 million views. So then we got another lip and another lip. This is where it all starts to turn. And then we get into crafting life hacks with hot glue. Do we have situations yet? This is the OG Troom Troom lady.
Today, we'd like to share a smart selection of tips and tricks to make your crafting projects easy.
Sounds a little too
Let's
informational
start
to be
with the
Troom Troom.
non-standard hot glue gun use. You've surely got this toolkit if you are a DIY lover.
Okay, the scripts are getting weirder. They're making less and less sense, but we still don't have the situations. Gotta keep looking. Oh, this has to be it. Right here. 12 pranks for back to school. Troom Troom, how long did it take you to cut these intros down? You have your intro, and then you have your intro with you talking over it, and then you have your intro song. Like, you gotta make these things snappy.
In this video, we'll share a few awesome ideas to prank your friends with. Combine DIYs, fun, and smiles. Is your friend a perfectionist? Her notes are always in order.
There we go.
Let's make a little mess to make her nervous.
I feel like we're there. I feel like we've done it. I feel like this is Troom Troom. I kind of feel like this is what you would expect to be the first Troom Troom video. You'd go back to video 1 and you'd be like,
Spare
oh,
no
yeah.
effort to draw over her notes.
You'd be like, that's kind of cute. It's Troom Troom, but they're like low budget. They got some like not that great microphone. You can tell that their set isn't that great, but it's Troom Troom. It took them years. It took them years to get to this point. We're already at March 2017. Not that long ago.
That's it. She's shocked, unaware what's going on. It's time to tell her the truth. The pen has special disappearing ink. The notes are just as neat as they used to be. You can prank your friends with this magic pen, and they won't be angry with you.
What? 12 pranks for back to school. Prank number 1, buy a prank pen. That's so lazy.
But be careful. Don't mistake it for the ordinary pen. They look just the same.
That was such a Troom Troom line. I don't even know why, but just the vibe of that line. They look just the same. It's so Troom Troom. We're there. We are there, friends. What are the comments saying on this one? Let me just grab my fake ice cream out of my bag and give it to someone in the middle of class. I guess that's the point, right? Like when Troom Troom first started, they were doing crafts. Inevitably, they started getting a little bit weirder and weirder. And then everyone started like doing the whole like, oh yeah, sure. Let me just do that. Because everybody's got one of those. That's how this all started. You look at Troom Troom now, nobody's saying that. Everyone's just standing there with their mouth open like, what is even going on?
I've got something special. That's for you. Try to be serious. Something's wrong with it. The ice cream looks real, but it's not edible. It smells good, but I don't recommend eating it. So what's inside it? Put some cornstarch in a...
Yeah, it's a little rough around the edges, I will say. It doesn't have the same like hard-hitting wow factor that some of the later Troom Troom videos do. Oh my goodness. Check this out. We were so close. We were simply on the cusp of what's about to happen here. You seeing these thumbnails? Crafty. Then, I swear, 1 week, bam, here we are. Troom Troom. This is it. We're there. We've made it. We've made it to Troom Troom. And here's all the videos that like we were watching when I first started looking at it. Here's all the lip videos. Jeez, it really was like 1 month they're doing crafts. The next, here we are. Troom Troom. It's crazy. Oh my goodness.
I adore it. Would you like to taste? Yes? You did it! You couldn't help trying it. Okay, I'll tell you what it's made from. You'll need hot milk.
Hot milk? Well, we're there. Let's say mid-2017, and we're well into standard Troom Troom. They do inevitably go on to polish up their videos a little bit more, and then they just transform into whatever it is that they are now. But we've been here since this point, and we've been telling this story since around this point. So now, with this video, and all the Troom Troom videos I've made since, we have chronicled the entire story of Troom Troom. And let me tell you now, I will be around to continue telling Troom Troom's story. I love you, Troom Troom. I honestly owe probably my entire career to you guys. I love you and what you guys do from the bottom of my heart. You will always have a special place deep in my heart where I hide my snacks. Anyway, get some of the sweet lemon carton merch in the description below. It's got a cute little lemon carton on it. And if you want to come watch these videos filmed live, then come over to twitch.tv/Joinen but on Twitch, where we do just that at 1 p.m. AEST, Australian time, every weekday. And I will see you next time, presumably for, you know, a crazy worms pandemic Troom Troom video.
Thank you for watching my video, but now that it's done, please watch another one.